I'm Robert Noble, and I'm one of Dr. McCord's patients, and I would like to, just tell people about my experience with Dr. McCord. Dr. McCord is a very caring individual. Dr. McCord, I came to him late 2002, early 2003 with a very serious back problem. I had from T12 to S1 that I was having problems with, and I live in the state of Alabama. And when I came to Dr. McCord, the other doctors had told me, no, it's really nothing I can do. I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. But Dr. McCord brought me in, put his arms around me and said, hey, we can fix this problem. And, just give me the opportunity. And by that, it made me feel a lot more comfortable that I had somebody that knew what they were doing and that cared about me as an individual. Not just a person that I was just a number to them. I was a human being. And so that put me at ease and everything. And I went through my first surgery with him, and he got me back out on the road, and he gave me my life back. People don't really realize what you go through when you're having back pain, and how you feel. You're not being able to work, your income's not coming in, you're not taking care of your family. I mean, it was time that Dr. McCord, I called Dr. McCord after hours and talked to him and told him, man, I feel like I'm having a nervous breakdown. I'm losing it for the simple fact that I can't make money like I used to provide for my family. My job, they don't want, they're not cooperating with me, right? He says, don't worry, partner, we're gonna fix it. And you just come up and you tell me what you need. He generally meant what he was saying, and he cared about the individual person. And not only do I believe in Dr. McCord for myself, I recommend Dr. McCord to everyone. I mean, no matter where I go, where I'm at, if I see someone, they don't even have to tell me they have a back problem, because a person that have a back problem can identify another person that have a back problem. So I can see them with a back problem, and I'll go up and ask them, you might not know me. That's my line. I said, you might not know me, but I feel like I need to talk to you because I see you have a back problem. They'd be like, how did you know? I said, I have one myself. And I said, but I got an individual that if you was to give him a chance, I said, I believe he can help you. And believe it or not, I have Dr. McCord's number. I can't even remember my own brothers and sisters' phone number, but I can tell you what, I can tell you Dr. McCord's number in my sleep. That's how much I believe in him. I know it's 615-329-0033. So I remember, how to get in touch with him, let people know where I've been, where I came from, and where I'm at now. And like I say, it's just, the experience that I had, my hospital visits, the surgeries and everything, he always, continuously to update and tell you what he can do for you, and the staff here. The staff of Dr. McCord, they're great. The people, it's hard to explain the experience, but if you was to, give an opportunity to just give him a chance. That's what I say. Give him a chance, and you'll see. I'm from the state of Alabama. I travel about 2 hours just to get here. But the trip is easy for me. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I don't even give anybody else a chance to even think about touching me, because, like I say, Dr. McCord is just, he care about the person, he care about your family. Even, I'll give you an example how I say he care about people and care about you. We had tornadoes 2 years ago in April. And I had an appointment up here. I called Dr. McCord. I said, I called the office and just said, I'm not going to be able to make it. We're out of lights, and we done had a tornado 12-hour neighborhood. He asked me, he said, is there anything that I can do? Is you okay? Is there anything I can do for you in the neighborhood? Now, how many people, would even think about it? Well, it's not affecting me, So, I'll see you when you get a chance, and if, or whatever. But he genuinely cared about me, my family, and my neighbors, and that says a lot. And it's, like I said, the experience that you have and everything, and I keep harping on, giving your life back. The pain, a person don't have to live with the pain. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that it'll all go away, but it will go away to the point that you can manage. You can get back up and start doing things with your kids and your family, your wife, and different stuff like that. Before I came up here, I got a little girl that's 2.5 years old. I couldn't do anything with her. I mean, I would go in my room, close the door. I didn't want to have anything to do with my wife. I was on the brink of divorce, and you know, because I was in so much pain. And I told Dr. McCord about it. He said, I can help you, you know, just tell your wife to hold on. I mean, even she came up with me. He talked to her, but one-on-one. He explained to her, this is what he's going through with. I mean, I can honestly say he saved my marriage. He saved my marriage. I really and truly, he saved my marriage. And my wife and my kids are my world. My family means the world to me. And I will always be indebted to him because of that. Because it's like, you know, like it's just hard to put a finger on. It's like he was God sent to be in my life. Because I was going down the road, like I said, to be honest with you, I had gave up on life. Because I didn't know it was anything else. And I had told some of my friends, I said, if I got to live like this for another 25 years, I said, don't even want to live, you know? And so he fixed it whereas that I manage every day. I can get up. I don't get a chance to do the things that I used to do. No, I don't have the job that I had. You know, I have to, you know, but I still stay at home and, you know, be able to do things with my little girl. She can hold my hand. We can walk. I can take her to the park and do stuff like that. Yeah, but, you know, I didn't have that before I met him. But now I got it, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful. You know, he's God sent, and I honestly believe he's a man of the faith. And, you know, it's people, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, sometimes, you know, I get a loss of words, you know, to explain him as an individual. And it's, like I say, you know, I'm a walking billboard for Dr. McCord. I really am. And if you think I'm lying, you ask my sister. You could ask anybody in my family how I talk about him. And like I said, just strangers out in the street, I'll stop and talk to them, you know, and tell them, look, go talk to him. You know, even if you don't let him do anything else, I guarantee you'll just feel better just talking to him. And the work that he does, I mean, it's superb. I mean, you know, after, you know, my surgeries and everything, after a day or two, I'm walking around. You know, my boys, they ask me all the time, they'd be like, man, do you hurt? I said, you know, I said, the surgery, I said, it hurt you being cut on, but I said, but the other alternative out there where I was, I can get up, man. I said, I didn't really know that I could feel this good, you know, and everything. So it's great. I mean, it really is. And, you know, just, I would recommend Dr. McCord to my mom, my grandmother, you know, friends, anybody that's having back problems, like, you know, anything like this, needing spinal surgery, or just, you know, I would recommend it to anyone. I dealt with pain for 17 years of my life. I was on the verge of losing my wife, my kids. I even got to the point where I was ready to lose my life. I was ready to take my own life. But I knew Dr. McCord could save me, and he did. Look at me now, you know, and I couldn't be happier. I was recommended to Dr. McCord. I had went to every kind of doctor that you could think of. I mean, I had doctors to tell me, look, you know, I won't touch you with a 20-foot pole, you know, there's nothing I can do for you, and different stuff like that. But when I got in touch with Dr. McCord, I talked to him. He told me to come on up, done an x-ray. He went in depth on a lot of different things. And by doing so, I knew then that he cared about the situation, and he was going to fix it. And he told me, he said, we won't stop at this situation until we get to what my mama said, get this calf licked and everything. So what I'm saying by saying that is that he was going to continue on until he made me whole. Not necessarily what you say whole as a person, but as whole as I could get back to. Because, you know, whenever you start doing different stuff to your body, having surgery, you never really get back to where you was 100% from what the good Lord gave you, but he put me as close to as a person could get. And I still, on a basis of, you know, even if it's nothing that I need to see him about, you know, for his being sick or anything, I still can call Dr. McCord up and just have a conversation with him, you know, just because that's just part of it. That's part of the healing, you know, process. And I think, you know, he would have that relationship with any individual, with his patients and stuff, because I do talk to other patients when I come into the office, and all of us seem to have the same story, you know, about how he treats you, you know, as an individual or person that gonna make sure he stay after it until, you know, he get the job done right. And that's, I mean, that means a lot. I mean, people really don't realize how much that means to a person that's suffering from, you know, the back pain. I mean, I'm the life of the family. I mean, I'm the life of the family. And it got so bad that I wasn't coming around nobody. I wasn't taking no phone calls. I mean, I didn't want to be I was just gone. I mean, nothing could make me happy. I was crying all the time. And it was, I mean, my wife told me, she said, I cannot take it. I can't take no more of it. And it was, I was at my lowest point. I mean, I get to the point where, I can tell you another story about it. It got so bad that I left home, and I had told myself when I left the home, I grabbed my keys, and my wife said, where you going? I said, I'll be back after a while. But I knew when I left home, I was planning on committing suicide. And why I picked out 19 18-wheelers, don't know why the numbers, but I had picked out 19 18-wheelers, because I said, I'm gonna just do it. I said, I'm just run into an 18-wheeler and just, you know, take myself out. And as I was going down the road, my oldest son, he called me on the phone, and he's like, man, he said, what's going on with you? I said, nothing. He said, no. He said, don't lie to me, Pops. He said, I know something's going on with you. He said, you finna do something crazy. I said, nah, man. He said, meet me over grandmother's house. And he said, man, you gonna talk. So I went over there, and sitting down, and I was crying. I mean, uncontrollable. And I told him, I said, man, I can't take no more. I said, you know, it's pain. I said, it's driving me crazy. And he said, why not? He said, why not call Dr. McCord? This was, you know, after I had heard it again. He said, why not call Dr. McCord and talk to him and see what he can do for you? He said, you know, you don't have to do this. He said, you don't have to live this way. And I said, okay. I said, I'll do it. And like I said, called him, and the rest is history. Here I am, you know. I mean,
how did you find Dr. McCord's name?
It was a guy he was a contractor where I worked at Dover Chemicals. And he seen me walking down the hall, struggling, and he told me, he said his daughter was a nurse up here at Vanderbilt Hospital, and she said Dr. McCord was who I needed to see. I would say that anyone in a mindset that they're ready to give up on life, don't think that they have to live with back pain, because you don't have to. Dr. David McCord, I have every bit of confidence, every fiber of my being that he can help you, and I know he can. Look at me, I'm a prime example of it.